In a village where dust danced with despair, lived a man they called the Dreamer. Ethan, 30 years old, shoulders that had never known real burden, hands soft from avoiding work. Every morning he'd sit by his window, staring at distant mountains while others toiled in fields. "Look at him," the villagers whispered, "still dreaming while we bleed for bread." The blacksmith's hammer rang louder when Ethan passed. The baker turned his back. Children threw stones, not at him, but near him, close enough to sting his pride. And in the quiet of his empty home, Ethan wondered, "Am I truly worthless? Maybe they're right," he whispered to the darkness. "Maybe I am nothing." But fate has a way of testing those it plans to elevate. The river died on a Tuesday. Not slowly, like old men in winter, suddenly, violently, as if the earth itself had swallowed hope. Panic spread like wildfire through cracked lips and empty wells. Mothers held crying babies. Men stared at barren fields with fists clenched toward an indifferent sky. The village elder, his voice cracking like dry timber, spoke of the ancient spring. "Hidden deep in the cursed lands," he wheezed, "beyond the broken bridge, past the burned forest, where shadows whisper madness." "Who will go?" the elder asked. Merchants shook their heads. Warriors found sudden interest in their boots. Even the bravest hunters discovered urgent business elsewhere. "I will." "The Dreamer?" someone scoffed. "He'll die before he reaches the bridge." But Ethan's jaw tightened. For the first time in 30 years, he had purpose. Dawn broke like a promise as Ethan shouldered his pack. His hands shook as he gripped his father's old walking stick, the only inheritance of a man who died believing his son was weak. "What am I doing? I'm going to die out here." But his feet kept moving. The bridge hung like a skeleton's finger over an abyss so deep, darkness swallowed stones before they could echo. I can't do this." "Come, dreamer. Join the others who thought they were brave." "I'm going to die. I'm going to—" "No, not today." Step, step, step. When his feet touched solid ground, he collapsed, sobbing with relief and pride. The forest remembered fire. Skeletal trees clawed at the sky. Ash whispered underfoot. Yellow eyes glared from shadows. Wolves. "Run! Run now!" But he remembered. Wolves feared fire. "Back!" Step by step, flame in hand, he passed through their ranks. The pack leader stared, then melted into shadow. "Turn back, fool. You were always worthless." Maybe they're right. Maybe I should just give up. Then he remembered a little girl's smile long ago when he helped her find a lost kitten. "Someone needs me. I will not stop." The desert screamed, but released him at sunset, painted red like victory. The cave yawned wide, and there, coiled in velvet shadows, waited the guardian. What is courage, dreamer? Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's being terrified and doing what's right anyway. Take your prize, worthy one. The serpent moved aside. The spring was his. Why save them? They mocked you. They called you worthless. Yes, they mocked me, but they are my people, and with nothing to lose and everything to protect, Ethan fought like a man transformed. The village fell silent as Ethan walked down the street, dust-covered, scarred, changed, but carrying life itself. Children ran to him first. Mothers wept. Even the men who mocked him bowed. You were once the dreamer. Now you are the reason we live. And from that day, they called him Ethan the Brave. Ethan was never weak. He was simply untested. Like steel in fire, courage is forged only in trials. Fear will always exist, but bravery is choosing to act anyway. If you liked this story, don't forget to leave a like. Tell us in the comments what lesson you learned from Ethan's journey, and we'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care, stay brave, and never stop believing in yourself.